Ukrainian journalist Andriy Dehela joins us live from Khmelnytsky in western Ukraine. Now, Andriy, a military target has been hit near Lviv.
Yes, that is correct. This is the latest report that we have heard. So this night, most of the country, I think, was forced to go into the bomb shelters. It was around 3:30 that the sirens started, and the air raid alert lasted for about 3 hours. And after that, there were news that blasts and explosions were heard in the cities of Lviv and Ivano-Frankivsk. So there are no confirmed reports about Ivano-Frankivsk yet, what exactly happened there. But about Lviv, there has been already a report from the regional administration that the Center for Peacekeeping and Security near Lviv was hit by 8 rockets from the Russian armed forces. So this center is located between Lviv and the Polish border. It's very close to Poland. I think it's about under 50 kilometers from there. There is no information right now whether there are any casualties in that training range. But what I know about the place is that this is where many joint trainings of the Ukrainian army and the NATO forces have been held over the past years.
Now, Andriy, there are fresh attempts to evacuate civilians there as the fighting continues around Kyiv and also other cities. But it looks like Russia is blaming Ukraine for not letting people flee.
Yes, it is true. And this has been, I think, a recurring line coming from the Russian state media. So what they are saying about Mariupol in particular is that they are unilaterally opening corridors, humanitarian corridors. However, these are corridors that are leading to Russia itself or to the temporarily occupied parts of Ukraine in the east. And the whole idea of a city of civilians fleeing into the country that has been actually bombing the city that has invaded their country is sort of bizarre and surreal, and there are definitely not many people who would agree to that. What we also know about the corridors right now is that today there will be no corridors in the Sumy region that has been announced by the regional city administration, and that's the region that has been most successful over the past few days in evacuations. And in his video statement, the president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, also said yesterday that today there is a chance that one of the humanitarian convoys will finally make its way into Mariupol, not to take any people out because a corridor to Ukraine has still not been agreed, but at least to bring some supplies to the city that has very little access to most of the basic necessities.
And as more civilians are fleeing the country, how much strain is Eastern Europe under to take in more refugees? We know that Moldova is straining.
Yes, there has been quite some tension in some of the countries, the border countries with Ukraine. Moldova in particular. Moldova is not a very big country. It's just 2.6 million people living there, and already since the war started, excuse me, a few 100,000 of Ukrainians actually entered the country, and about 100,000 are still staying there, according to the country's authorities. So right now, what we know is that Germany has committed to take 2,500 of Ukrainian refugees from Moldova, basically ferry them by bus to Germany. Also, it is known that in Poland, which has taken the bulk of the refugees from Ukraine, the major cities like Warsaw and Krakow, they are nearing their capacity in terms of the accommodation that can be provided to people displaced from Ukraine. So I think right now there is going to be some effort to distribute the refugees across countries that lie further west from Poland, from Moldova, from Romania, from Slovakia, from Hungary, just in order to make sure that there is enough space for everyone.
Andriy, thanks so much for that update. That was Andriy Dehela speaking live from western Ukraine.